Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we're looking at this time is the Kohetsu Western or Yo-handled Aogami Super Bunka 175mm knife. This line of knives has a core steel of Aogami Blue Paper Super Reactive High Carbon Steel from Hitachi. And this steel is frequently taken to a pretty high hardness, as is the case here with a heat treat of 64 Rockwell. And they do a really nice job on the heat treat with this steel, with this line of knives. The construction is a stainless cladding on either side of that core steel, reactive steel. The cladding is a little bit on the soft side, so it will tend to scratch a little bit, even with normal cleaning with the towel and such. So it's just going to happen with this knife. Don't worry about it too much. It's a really nice kitchen tool, but you know, it doesn't have like a hand-hammered, crafted finish, that kind of thing. This cladding can also stain a little bit as well, so it's not like super duper stain resistant. So just keep that in mind. It'll get a nice worn, nice used tool look to it. It actually looks pretty cool. So the weight on this knife is 167 grams or 5.9 ounces. Edge length is about 175 millimeters, right on the money. These can vary a little bit from knife to knife, but this one's right on the money, almost 7 inches on the edge. Overall length about 11.65 inches. And the spine on these is about 2.3 millimeters coming out of the bolster. And we pretty much thin out just a little bit off of that, but hold 2-ish millimeters until you make the turn to the reverse sword tip and towards that point. And that tip gets really thin at the very, very end. Also, these are really thin at the edge. These are really good performing knives. The spine, excuse me, I already did that. The blade height is 46.2 millimeters at the heel on this one. And the handle is a stabilized, kind of what they just known as pack-a-wood. It's a stabilized resin impregnated wood. They give it a mahogany color in this case, I believe, is what they're calling it. So the handle is a nice fit and finish. Everything's super flush, real smooth job on the bolster, rivets, tang. It's a full tang. It's just got a nice solid feel to it. You've got plenty of for the pinch grip especially, you got lots of room on the board. You got pretty good board clearance here with the height, so no problem there. And balance point, it's a shorter blade and not real heavy, so it's going to bring the balance point back a little bit to just barely where that bolster starts thinning down towards the blade is where the balance point is. So if on a pinch grip, it's a little behind it. On the racket grip, it'll be kind of fairly neutral. So let's take a close-up look at this blade. So it is a machine finish. You can see the vertical marks on the belt on it. You've got embossed kanji on the right side of the blade and plain on the left side of the blade. It's really hard to see with the lighting here and everything, but there is a cladding line. On the left side of these blades, trying to get a good shot there. On the left side of these blades, they tend to put a polish on it and thin it out just towards the edge to increase performance a little bit. Or I should say on the right side of the blade. On the left side of the blade, they don't do that, so you'll just have the actual edge bevel, the very edge. Again, the right side of the blade is thinned a little, and that's pretty common for all the Kohetsu knives. It's just what that particular maker or makers, I'm not sure who's making them, but that's what they do. So the fit and finish is really nice. Handle, as I said already. They've relieved the spine a little bit, the choil, so it's really comfortable out of the box. I'd say the out-of-the-box edge is a good 6 or 7 out of 10. They do a nice out-of-the-box edge on these, although you could get them sharper if you know what you're doing with the sharpening stones. I just have been using the HAP 40 version of this knife in the Wa or Japanese handle, and this blade is very similar, so it should have basically the same performance, which is excellent. So top-notch performance, camera to do its thing here, and really thin right behind the edge. Let's take a look at it on the cutting board. Bunka is a pretty cool knife. It's got a pointed tip for detail work. The tip does kind of stick out there a little. You got to watch that a little bit, but it's just a nice handy size, and it's a very versatile knife. So here's what the cutting profile looks like. Edge profile on the board. Little bit of flat towards the back, not a lot, and then just kind of a gentle curve up towards the tip. I can't get it super high, but I can get this one actually higher than I could on the Wa-handled HAP 40. So these rock really nice, just nice and smooth motion. So it'll do pretty well for, you know, a variety of cutting styles. Pretty versatile profile with given the length they have to work with. It's just a really nice knife. So if you're looking for something that's got a little bit of weight to it with a nice Western handle And great steel, great coarse steel. Just a nice kind of a medium-sized knife to do a lot of kind of everyday chores. This is a pretty cool knife. So this is the Kohetsu Western Aogami Super Bunka 175mm knife.